All men have nipples and mammary glands, and most have the desire to bond with their babies and give their partners a breastfeeding break. Alas, you cannot milk a man. Who knew? Dad nipples are merely decorative. They're like tinsel on the Christmas tree. Not very functional, but they're there nonetheless. But that doesn't mean men are technically unable to lactate. In fact, the scientific evidence suggests that it could happen under the right conditions. If you read down in the article, it goes on to tell you that those right conditions usually mean there's a medical problem going on, okay? So men come into this world with all the right hardware for the job, but puberty sets dads to be down the wrong path for milk production. What do you say? When a man does lactate, and yes, it happens, the article explains, it is almost always a symptom of an underlying medical problem or thanks to injections of estrogen and prolactin, which come with a slew of side effects. Male lactation is a known side effect of anabolic steroids and Thorazine, some antipsychotic medication. Pituitary tumors and cirrhosis of the liver can also make men produce milk from their nipples. So let's bottom line this one for everyone. Men don't lactate unless it's a problem because men aren't women. Men aren't women. Let's be controversial for a moment. Can you believe this is controversial in 2022? Me saying men aren't women is controversial. What in heaven's name is going on in society? So here, let's break it down. Men aren't women. Men who identify as women aren't women. Men are men. Women are women. Now, if you take a bunch of medication, as the article said, maybe you could do something to your body that's weird, but it's not recommended because there are side effects. That's not what's supposed to be happening, right? Now, a couple of comments on this. I've said before I would have loved to be able to delegate some of the breastfeeding responsibilities to my husband. I've said it. Breastfeeding is hard, okay? It's hard. It's really hard, but it's very empowering, right? You're feeding. Can you imagine? I was able to feed a person off of my own body. That's some superpower stuff right there. I don't want it taken away from me. I don't want it called chest feeding. I breastfed with my breasts. I'm proud to have done it. Stop trying to take that away from women. We're not interested in that game. We know what we did. It kept us up at night. It hurts sometimes. It's exhausting, but it's very fulfilling and it's very rewarding and it's very empowering. I wish I would have done it longer, frankly. I did it for, true story, I did it for 4 months, almost 4 months because I had to go back to work. And I was working a very challenging job. Some of you know I was working the Fox and Friends weekend shift. I was up at 3 a.m. And there were these long stretches of time when I couldn't pump milk and weird stuff would happen, like leakage. It was a lot going on. So I had to stop. If I could go back, I would go back and I would prioritize that breastfeeding. I would place my job as number 2 because now I know a lot of the benefits that I didn't know then about breastfeeding. Regardless, we'll get back to this because there's some more stuff that we have to talk about when it comes to baby formula and the FDA. We'll get there. But can I just say on this article with why can't men breastfeed, why does this column need to exist? We are now in a time where this is the great debate. All right, let's sit down and let's really talk about first world problems too. Food shortages, people can't find their baby formula, you can't put gas in your car, and everyone's like, no, let's talk about whether men can breastfeed. I think it's an important debate. Is it though? Anyway, they felt the need to weigh in because doesn't everybody? This is a sign of the sickness that we're in, right? That this is what we're talking about. It's pretty obvious, guys, girls, however you identify. It's pretty obvious that men can't breastfeed, and there is a biological reason why. Okay? Can we just end? Why is that not sufficient to just end that topic and move on?
They even have a saying for it. Maybe it's a Southern thing, but the old saying is it's about as worthless as tits on a boar.
There you go. I've never heard that.
Yeah, maybe it's a Southern thing.
Have you ever had the desire, Tyler, to breastfeed a bit? Do you sit and say, I wish that was something I could do? Truthfully, I wonder how men feel about this sometimes.
Nope.
No.
Not at once.
It's hard. It's very hard. And let me tell you something. Now that I know the benefits of it, man, I would have been breastfeeding that child till a year old. I would have had milk stocked up to the ceiling. I knew it was good. I knew it was healthy, but I didn't realize how much I was giving up by not going for a full year. I'll tell you that.
Have you seen Grown Ups? Adam Sandler and Kevin James?
No, but I feel like a scene is popping into my head.
She's breastfeeding her child, and they ask her, they go, how old's your child? 48 months.
Yeah.
That's 4. Yeah. Is that
You know who
Jedediah?
breastfed really late? Actually, what's her name? The woman who used to be on Blossom. Mayhem, I always forget her name wrong, and I say it wrong all the time. She breastfed really late. And people get a lot of heat for that. I had a friend who breastfed for a really long time. And at the time, I was like, what are you doing? Now I'm like,
Bila?
her, yeah. She breastfed for a really long time. It's good. It's really good for the babies. It's really good. I'm very grateful I did it. I'm very angry at myself for stopping to prioritize some job. And that's another thing, by the way, side note. People who say they have no regrets in life, they're lying. Everybody's got some regret. Everybody's got something they would do differently. Don't say you don't. Don't say, oh, no, not my life. It's full of no regrets. No, you're lying. There's something in there. If you like the short clip, you can catch another one here, or you can catch the full episode right here.